All right, this is going to be an overview of our 2014 Tiffin Allegro Bus 45 LP. And here we're going to take a look at the driver's seating area. The steering wheel raises and lowers so you can get it comfortable so you can see the gauges while you're driving. It does come with, we installed a tire pressure monitoring system, and that will be on. It is a EEZRV tire pressure monitoring system. It also comes with MCD power shades, both the blackout power shades, which I have down here, and also the solar power shades right there, which I'm bringing down right now. It has those on the front window. It has both of those on the driver's side window right here. And it also has those on the entry door and on the window beside the passenger. It also, all of them have the power shades. The entry door does not have the solar shade on it, however. Besides that, we also have the Mobileye to help keep you in the correct lane. It gives tones, tells you how far you are from the car or RV that's in front of you, or truck or whatever. And then when you get within one RV length, it screams at you and shouts and turns red and that kind of thing to help you keep your distance. Also to keep you in your lane. If you go off to the left or right, it'll start beeping at you. Okay, the Tiffin 45 LP comes with Allison 3000 transmission in it. And here's the controller for that. Reverse drive. And here's your air brake right here, which you use. It has adjusters for headlights, obviously. Has some in-dash air conditioning or in-dash heating that's available. And then right here, moves the pedals in and out. Depending on how long your legs are, you might want your pedals further away or closer to you. And so it moves the brake and the accelerator pedal. This particular one here is for your auxiliary start in case your battery on your RV is dead. You can use your house battery to help start your RV. And then this one right here preheats your engine if you get somewhere where it's really cold and you want to heat your engine up before you start. You use your engine preheat. In order to use that, you have to have your aqua hot on. So that's one thing to be aware of. All right, on our driver's panel right here, first of all, we have a tag dump if you need to back up. When you put it in reverse, it automatically does the tag dump, but there's times when you're going forward when you may want to dump your tag axle also. And then it has the controllers for the shades right here. This is the controllers for your left and right mirrors on the outside. And the top 3/4 on those mirrors are the regular mirror, and the bottom 1/4 is a parabolic mirror so you can see right next to you. It also, though, has a high and low jake brake or exhaust brake, depending on what you might want to call it. And also has an air horn. That's no air horn. That's the air horn. Besides that, it also has this power window for paying tolls and anything else you might want to do while you're actually driving in the RV. And then right here is your valet air leveling system. This particular RV that we have has both hydraulic jacks and also air bags to use to level your coach. And so if you get in somewhere where they won't let you put down your jacks, like on asphalt, in the Walmart parking lot, they really don't want you to have your jacks down, put big divots in their parking lot. You can use the air brakes and level up fairly easily.
Airbags.
This is a smart steering wheel. On the left-hand side here, you see light controls. This is your headlight to tell the people ahead just to blink it, to tell them to come on in. And then here is your cruise control section of it, to set your cruise control, to cancel your cruise control, to resume, and to turn your cruise control on and off. On this section over here, you have your rear lights. This is your blinker on your rear lights, where you can just tell the person, thank you very much for letting me in. And then here is your windshield wipers. This is to squirt water up onto your windshield. This is to turn off the windshield washers. This is to turn them on either high or low. And this is to turn them on just every 5, 6, 7 seconds, intermittent. And so that is what the smart controls are. Here you also have some finger paddles for use with your radio. And one turns your radio on, one changes the station, one adjusts the loudness of it, or the how low the volume is, and the other one controls whether or not you are using your Sirius radio, AM, FM, those types of things. So that's what the 4 paddles are here on your steering wheel for. All right, here you have your backup monitor, and if you turn on your left blinker, it shows the left side. It'll go back to the backup camera again. Right blinker, it shows the right side of the RV, and so that's so you can see whether or not there's any cars alongside of you. You can also adjust it so that it shows different areas. You can keep it on backup camera all the time, or have it so all the different cameras show all the time. It just depends on what you want. Then down here we have some other controllers. We have the driver fan. There's a little fan right up here, which blows air, has a low setting and a high setting. Here's the 2 for the shades. Here is your gen start for your generator, which on a diesel pusher like this is actually up front, which makes it real nice when you have to have your generator on and you're sleeping. It's 40 feet away from your bed this way. So, and then we have a map light here above the driver's head. Right here is a map light. And then the next one is dock lights for when you're parking the RV. It has some lights along the side to show you better the area you're pulling into. And then this one is for your radio, to turn your radio on. You can see the radio just came on. And this radio does have, as I mentioned, Sirius radio, Sirius XM radio, AM, FM, HD, AM, and also has navigation, maps in here. The current year in here is 2019. Actually, it says right now we're due for an update on this right now. So then here is 12 volt power. A plug for 12 volt power, as soon as I get it out of there. Here is a USB port to plug like your iPhone or your Android phone into, and just set it up there on the dash as you drive along. Here are the controls for the speed of the fan. This determines where the air comes out from, up top, right in your face, down at your feet, etc. Here is your heat, cool. And then here's your air conditioning button to turn on your air conditioning. And then there's also a button to whether or not you pull in air from the outside or whether or not you recirculate the air on the inside for cooling. Down here is a place for a cup holder, and underneath is some space for storage. And this also has a up on the roof spotlight. This controls whether or not it's on and off, and this controls which direction it's pointing. The controls for your front slides are in this cabinet right up here. And also here's controls for your aqua hot to turn it on using diesel. This is an all-electric coach, and so there is no propane. The aqua hot runs off diesel. That heats your water, heats your engine block, and also provides heat inside the RV. This is for electric while you're traveling. The electric will keep it warm for probably about 3 minutes when you first turn it on, but you have to have the diesel on to have continuous hot water for a long period of time. And then this part right here is for the engine preheat. Turn on the engine preheat if you're somewhere where it's below freezing and you're afraid your diesel might be gelled up. Turn on your engine heat first. This is your power distribution. Right now we're hooked up to 50 amp service. Down here is your battery, fresh water, gray water, black water. We emptied the tanks. We do not have any LPG, so this just says open when you press it. And then here is your actual power where you control whether or not you want your inverters on or off. So right now it is charging. Here is for your inverter being on and off. This next button right here shows you your shore power, maximum 50 amps. This is auto gen start, EGS. Next is just meter. Then if you want to set it up, I would suggest you not mess with that, and then the tech one. And then this steps through the different steps for your auto gen start, this knob right here. We wanted to show you the cabinetry that we had put in the front. We did not have a front television put in since we have the 44-inch television just behind us here. This is the cabinetry that's in the front cap. This particular jar here is touch-up paint for all the different colors. Plus it has the different colors names on it in case you'd ever need any additional touch-up paint. So we have a significant amount of storage room up front. I did want to take a couple more seconds for this one area right here. We replaced the over-the-air antenna that was on top of the roof with the Winegard Razor antenna. And the Winegard Razor antenna seeks an area about 35 miles around you. It is an amplified directional antenna to pick up over-the-air television stations. And so it's a lot better antenna than the antenna that came with this. There's some AC power. And then on this side over here are the awnings. This is the controller for the awning that's over the front door. And this is the Carefree awning that's the two of them that are outside. You can also set it for how much wind you want to allow before it automatically comes in.
Hi, I'm going to tell you about the passenger side. First of all, we do have several different things like the step cover. We have an automatic step cover here.
Can you go ahead and put that out there? At least start it out so people can see it there.
Yeah, it's going out.
Okay.
You probably couldn't see it at that
Very good.
level. Okay. There is what some people call the doggy window. It helps you see small things that might be on that part of out of your view otherwise. We have shades for the door and for the passenger window. So for the passenger window, we have the solar shade, or we have the blackout shade. So you can bring all of those down or up at whatever level you like to have them. The window can open here to allow some air in. Usually when traveling we don't do that, however. And there's screens if you open that part there. The chair can be utilized in several different ways. One is, and I frequently like to do this, either push it forward or back. You can angle it, the footrest here, so I'm frequently riding here with my footrest up. And you can also tilt. So if I wanted to lean back, I can lean it back. It's probably going slow enough you don't see it that well. But at any rate, so there's the leaning function of that. And these chairs also will turn around. Both the driver and the passenger chair can turn around when you're in camp if you like to give extra seating for the house. For your air conditioning or your heating, mainly for your air conditioning, you have several different vents here which you can direct the flow as you like down below, and in this position here there's one there as well. The door is very nice from the viewpoint that you can open it up, you can and have just the, if you want to detach, you can detach the screen door from the main door and just have your screen door here and close this panel. I rarely ever do that, but it's quite functional to do so. Also, there's an area here where I tend to keep our logbook. We have a logbook of all of our travels, but you could keep other things there. You can use this as a desktop if you like. But there's another desk inside, so we don't usually use it that way. I just use that to store the travel log, but any small papers would be good there. Hi, we want to give you an overall view of the coach, and then we'll come back and discuss the specific areas, but it is a very spacious coach, very homey. We enjoy it a great deal. Okay, well, the kitchen's very spacious. We'll talk about that in a few minutes. There is a half bath here, and this one, it's easy to get to while you are traveling, and we definitely use that when the coach is closed up.
Okay, this is our L sofa here with the luxury leather on it. When you get to camp, you just bring this side out. The bottom is right here. Put that on, and then comes with another with that, so it pretty easily sits 3 or 4 people in there. Okay, the couch also has 2 recliners on it. And then it also makes into a queen-size bed. The couch also has a queen-size bed underneath. It's an air mattress that's on it. And then it actually has a power to turn it on and fill it. It's behind it there. And once it fills up, it's ready to go. When you're done, you just suck the air out of it, same way you put it in it. Put it up, latch it there, put it back in there. So,
and you can make the bed with either the L part out or in. We've done it both ways.
Also, the overhead cabinet storage in this RV is amazing. I have an arm that is probably comes to there with my hand out. So it's probably 20 to 24 inches, something like that. And we had some extra shelves put in by separating these two units. Was just one big space to begin with, but you don't always need tall cabinets, and so we had this put in. Every one of these is that same depth. The 45 LP Tiffin is the RV with the most interior storage, hands down. We measured them all before we bought. And so this, one of the reasons why we bought this one is because we were full-timing, and storage is at a premium. If you're full-time, you have to carry clothes for all 4 seasons. And so anyway, that's that living room area. On the driver's side, on the passenger side of the living room area, we have a 44-inch curved Samsung TV. Normally, as you travel, it's latched on like this, so it faces the couch really, really well. And we know from experience that you can actually be sitting in the bathroom and watch this television while you're in the bathroom, and because it's curved, it's still got good resolution on it even there. And then down here is a fireplace, which we had them put on a hinge, so we could put in all the manuals and whatnot that you get from Tiffin. Behind the fireplace is where we keep the manual book that Tiffin gave us. This has all the manuals in it. Supplementary manuals, chassis manuals, appliance manuals, electronic manuals, miscellaneous manuals. And so all of these will be in behind the fireplace here. And it has a remote to turn it on and turn up the heat, turn it off. There. And the last thing in the living room area is this is a desktop that you can use. The actual desk itself is up by the dining room table, but this is a second desktop you can use, and you just saw the space that's underneath of it for storage there. And we had this cabinet installed. Normally it did not come with this cabinet. We had this cabinet installed with one really big drawer on it, and then we had 3 cabinets put down underneath with a shelf. Here we have again 12-volt plug, and here's an AC plug for plugging any utilities or whatever that you have in. And then the over television cabinets. These are on an angle just like the television is, so it goes anywhere from 24 inches to here. It is probably 15 inches deep. There. And then all the cabinets from here through the rest of the living room are that 15-inch deep depth. And then as it comes toward the dining room, the depth will change to be near the table. Go.
The kitchen is very spacious, and I think it's very attractive. I really like the countertops, the Corian tops, and the backsplash. The cabinet space is really quite large and useful. Having this upper section here, I can put things up there, and then we have these extra drawers which I use for knives, spice jars, and a variety of other things. We do have the induction cooktop, so we don't have to have LP for anything. which we definitely appreciate. As I say, the cabinet countertop is very spacious, but we also have a pull-out area here where extends that even further for use and preparation. The cabinet, as I say, this counter can be pulled in or out, whichever you like. The drawers are quite deep. The first one's a little shallow, so I use that for silverware and utensils and other things. The others are rather deep, so you have some very adequate storage here. This is the dishwasher. Very, very nice dishwasher. And below, more space for pots and pans. Below the sink, which I'll explain that in a few minutes, we have a place for a trash can, which we usually put right here. And here we have the tater drawer. There's a place for cans. That's what we usually use it for. And other mainly canned goods both below and above that. So that's what we use as our pantry. There's a place here to store your sink covers, which I usually keep this one stored away and the other one out, because I will move this one in and out more than that, and I rarely ever take the cover off with that one. And there's a latch to hold it in place so it doesn't go sliding out while you're traveling. Also, we put a few other things in here, like there's a place for a little dustpan and a little whisk broom, which is actually very convenient from time to time when you have just a few crumbs to sweep up and don't want to do the whole thing. There's also more counter space here, and there's a built-in drawer for silverware. I usually use even more silverware than that, so I use that one plus the other one. So there's those 3 drawers there for that. The sink is a very large sink here, double sink, and so I frequently have this one covered, and I might even keep a dish drainer or other items in there. And on your water fountain, you have your tap here. You also have a spray nozzle, which you can change there. Okay. The cabinets above, we have very spacious cabinets on a pull shelf here. So that is extremely copious, and again, cabinets there. This one does not slide out. We have the microwave, which is both convection and regular microwave. It is actually a pretty good capacity on the microwave. I love the dinette here. First of all, it does extend out into, move this out, that's okay, to make room for 4, and we do have 4 folding chairs that we have in the basement right now, but so there is easily good seating here for 4. And I like this area here because this is good for if you're doing crafts or something here. You can put your things up here. Also, if you want to serve your food, you can put it over here if you like. So it's a very nice area here. But it's also a workstation. So you can have your computer here. Your keyboard goes here. And there is cabinets below. And this is a good place for your printer. In fact, that's what we kept there was our printer there. And then there's more storage space below that. Underneath that, can you get a shot under here? There's also more storage beneath this area here. And the woofer is in there as well. But there's plenty of space for other books and things. And there's quite an adequate shelf here too. So there are doors on both sides to that compartment. Over here we have more storage. We frequently use this one for our desk type supplies, paper, stationery, pencils, pens, and so on. In addition, we have these little areas that we've added here, which we usually keep pens or pencils in. There are vanity lights here. We didn't talk about the different lights, but that's okay. We have a control area over here. We didn't talk about the main control. We'll have to get that later. So this one, you can control all of your shades at once, or you can do them individually. I tend to use them all at once, and so we can close down our night shades all at one time. Or if we want to have our solar shades, we can switch that to the solar shades and put them down all at one time. I put down the night shade again, didn't I? Okay. There we go. So, and this does all of the area in front except for the driver area. We didn't mention the storage space above the dinette. There's still some very adequate space in here. It's a little bit curved on this point, so it's a little bit deeper here than here. But even in this part here, it's quite deep. So there's very, very good storage in this rig. Oh, I didn't mention here also you have air conditioning control and your heat control here, and there's another area for that in the bedroom.
The refrigerator is a residential refrigerator. It is a Maytag. It is a side-by-side with freezer underneath. It has an indoor ice and water dispenser. It has right at about 20 cubic feet of interior space. It comes with a beverage compartment, a vegetable area, second vegetable area, which you can also make so you can use it for meats. The shelves are adjustable. Here's the port for the ice to go in through and into the glasses. These are all easily removable. It's got 3 on this side. The top one is a butter keeper, so it has a glass covering on it. The bottom one is great for milks, other tall items. The freezer is a 2/2, 2 sliding compartments on top, and then 2 other compartments underneath of that.
Okay, the bedroom has this good privacy door here, which has the hand lock, pressure lock. Also, you have a similar door to give privacy for the bathroom. Also, we have bedside controls, which include a door lock function, a gen start function, panel lights, turns off the lights to the panels itself, and then also for the lights above the bed. Opposite side, we have a fan control. We do have the ceiling fan. There are many times when you don't really need air conditioning, but you do need a little extra air, and the fan really works very well for that. There are two different speeds. There's the high speed and there's a low speed. I just put it on low. I'm not sure it's going to show up as such. Sides of the slide out do have a window which can be opened to give you that extra airflow on both sides of the slide out. There are two slide outs in the bedroom. The major one here with the bed and the opposite one. The opposite side does have your chest of drawers, your escape window, some overhead storage, and the TV, which we have put on a mount here so that you can have extra storage in here. And that's quite a bit of storage for clothes that we usually put in there. My husband usually puts his sweatpants in there and other things like that. And then we have it just taped down with the Velcro so that it stays steady. We have controls here for the TV and other systems. And there are pretty sizable drawers here. Also, these drawers are really quite spacious here. So there's two of those. Okay, and this is the bed. It's a queen size bed. The covers and pillows here are all original with the RV. We have never used them. We have kept them very carefully stored away, and now we're bringing them out to go with the rig. The bed is very comfortable. Underneath the bed, two things. We have a place to store shoes, and this goes all the way around the bed. We've added that. Plus there is underbed storage here. And we actually even have kept some of the tile if it's ever needed to replace any. We have some that will match. We have overbed storage, and these are very, very deep. They're very, very spacious. I keep a lot of clothes in those. So there are 4 compartments there that go back.
The unit comes with a Winegard DirecTV traveler antenna, and there's the controller for that. You will, if you want to use that antenna, you'll have to get a receiver from DirecTV. It also has a 3D Bluetooth DVD player from Panasonic right there. Then this area right beside it that has the grill work on it right there, that's the fan to keep the controllers back in there clean, the splitter, and that's if things cooled down. Go.
Okay, in the main bathroom, we have a macerating toilet. We have an extra cabinet that's been installed here. I actually keep all of the vacuum, it's a central vac system, keep all of the attachments in there. Also, there's plenty of room here on the toilet, and it's nice to have this both if you have, like me, sometimes trouble getting up, you have something to help you get up, but also if you have your cell phone or something else, you can set it right there. But it is a macerating toilet. One of the things I really appreciate about this rig too is that we have plenty of towel bars. I've seen some rigs that don't have enough towel bars. We use a lot, so we have towel bars, towel bars, towel bars, towel bars. So we use those, so that's great. This is the shower. We have a lock for when you're traveling. You don't have to worry about the door sliding open. It is a very big shower. There's lots of room. I'm tall, my husband's tall. We do have a skylight here. If we decide to open it up even further, we can do that. So that does give us a lot of extra head space if needed, but we really don't need it because it is quite tall there. And there's plenty of room to move around while showering. Oh, on this, you can hand wand, you can close it off and on while from the wand or from the control area here. Temperature adjustment there, and you can also change from a heavy or a fine spray or just a plain continuous spray on that. This little step here is a special that Tiffin likes to put in, and it's a place, women will appreciate this, if you're shaving your legs, you can actually put, it's a little footrest for that purpose.
Okay.
On our vanity here, this is very spacious for putting your things on, having them spread out while you're using them for traveling. 2 sinks are very, very nice, useful. The medicine cabinet is very deep. We actually put little bins in here and store a lot of toiletries and other things in there. Below, we have several drawers which have good capacity, and below each sink there's feather storage space. And actually there's quite a bit of space in there. So when you're traveling with this Tiffin, you have as much room as most people have in their house. In fact, we did carry a full array of things with us. Okay, the closet comes from the back of the main bathroom here, and you can see on the door we have a full-length mirror. We have a lot of space here in the back for hanging clothes. There is a safe. We've added some extra shelving here that again allows storage for a variety of things. There's storage above in this compartment, and we even have a small counter here. The electronics are actually located here. You want to get in there? And everything is well labeled there below. We have, behind these double doors, we have the double stacked, let me turn the light back on. We have the double stacked washer and dryer. I keep a note here to check my gray water level because I'm naughty about washing clothes and overfilling my gray tank. So there's the dryer, the washer. I use these all the time. They're very, very efficient washer and dryer. It has good capacity. I can usually do a week's supply of clothes easily. Opposite the washer and dryer, we have some more storage. We have shelves here. These, by the way, could be adjustable. I don't usually adjust them any, but they are. And with a good deep drawer there. And in addition, there are 3 large drawers below.
One of the other options that we had installed on this coach when we had it built were the heated floors. And so the whole front of the rig, back through the bathroom in the back, the floor is heated in that area. And the 2 controllers for that are in the bathroom right here on the wall. So you just push this button to turn them on. All right, then you can adjust the temperature. It goes up to 104 and it goes down to about 90 or something like that. I guess it goes down lower than I thought. So anyway, so between the heated floors and the heat from the AquaHot and the heat from the fireplace up front, electrical fireplace, we were in Lafayette, Indiana for about a month and a half while I was receiving my cancer treatments in 2018 and in 2019. And it was minus 15 degrees for at least a solid week. This rig was still toasty warm. It is a great rig for cold weather. And so that's also a consideration if you are going to be living or visiting the north very much, and you're interested in a rig that can handle the cold. Now I will bring in the driver's side slide. Now we have all the slides closed, and so even if we're traveling and I want to come back and get something out of the refrigerator, I can. Both doors can open up all the way. If I need to use the restroom, I can. That door can open up all the way to use the restroom. And even the bed, when both of the rear slides are in, is fully usable if you want to lay down. Now, if you do want to get to the restroom in the back or the closet into the back, you would have to crawl over the bed with the slides in. With the slides out, obviously you saw that we had plenty of room back here for getting in and out of things. As we move outside, the first thing to draw your attention to is that along the top line of the RV, there are two Paramount Carefree awnings that run virtually the whole end of the RV on the passenger side. Then, below that, we'll find a television set. Under the awning, there is this television. Open it up. It is a 42-inch HD television. It is also multiplexed in, so you can hook up to your DirecTV traveler antenna and watch the game out here. Taking a walk down the passenger side, here you see docking light on the passenger side. And then we go, and the next thing we come to is the diesel fuel port on the passenger side. Now we continue to move down the coach until we come to the refrigerator access port. This gives you access to the refrigerator's plug and the ice maker to turn that on or off. Next thing we'll come to then is the rear docking light. Then as we continue down that side, up a little bit higher, you will see the access port to the back of the washer and dryer to get to its power plug. And then further on back and up is the dryer vent. I want to give you a brief tour of the basement. In this front area of the basement is a deep, it goes in there about 6 feet deep, area for storage. All right, also on this side of the rig, we have two full pass-through slides. They slide from this side clean through to the other side. And in this bay right here, we have the two folding chairs for the dinette area. We have another 35 feet of 50 amp cable in case you ever need an extra long amount. We also have this dual 30 amp to 50 amp cheater box. And this bag right here is for the magnet shades, which are on the tires. We have a couple of 30 amp to 50 amp adapters in case you ever get to a place where you don't have 50 amps and you need to use 30 amps. And then this is something that Tiffin did, is they give you what's called a serpentine belt, which goes on your engine. In case your serpentine belt would ever break, you'd have this one to put on there for an emergency to get to somewhere where you could get a permanent one put on. that locks in place when you use it there.
And you can open it from either side.
Yes, you can open it from either side. When we get around the other side, we'll actually show you that. Then this is the rod that's given to you to get down the manual shades that are over just some of the windows. This big double window on this side has one, and you hook it on right here, this place that's affixed to the RV. And then to put it back up. And then this is also stored down here in the bays. Now, in this particular bay, we had planned to go to Alaska this year, and then COVID hit and the Canadian border closed, so we were not able to go. But anytime you go to Canada, you always want to make sure you take all the filters and whatnot you need in case you break down along the way. So this is a brand new, never used air filter for this RV. This is a brand new fuel stabilizer filter that takes the water out of the diesel fuel. This is a brand new fuel filter to be installed. And this is a brand new oil filter to be installed on this. And those will also come with the RV. This bay here is just a half bay. And in this half bay is where the central vac is located. That's right here. This is the central vac. And then behind the central vac, we had actually already bought some additional bags for the central vac, and so we have these other bags in there also. The next panel, you have a gravity feed for your clean water. If you would rather gravity feed it in and use the city fill tank selection in the back. And then this rear one is actually for your engine. Here you have the rear engine chassis bay. You look on the left side, you see the multiplexers and whatnot. Those control the front cap and the end cap. Down below are the chassis batteries. And then to the left side is the diesel emission fluid. All of that storage is on the passenger side. All right, now I'll take you down the driver's side. And I wanted to show you where the awnings are used. This is the bedroom slide on the driver's side, and there's the awning on that window, and you can see they're made by Dometic there. Then as we go forward, we come to where the bathroom is in mid-coach, right before you get to the bedroom. That does not have an awning on it. And then we come to the kitchen/living room slide out. And this has a large window on it also that has an awning. And all of them use the same hook that we showed you on the other side of the RV. Show you the storage here. First of all, this is the side mounted radiator for the 450 ISL Cummins engine. Then as we go by the dualies here, this is the tag axle right here, then the dual axle right up there, and we use the Magna shade covers. They just slip over with bungee cords. Very easy, great product, and we started using those about a year ago. This is the wet bay. Here is black dump, gray dump. Here's your outside shower, along with the nozzle right here, place for soap. This is your water pump switch right here. Now it's off, now it's on. This is your house water filter. We keep a charcoal filter in there, and we also run besides that another bay of filters on the outside, the first of which is a sediment filter, and then secondly another charcoal filter. Just try to keep the water good. You never know what you're going to run into in the campground. And then this whole bay is heated. This one right here, this is the thermometer right here, and this is the thermostat. Here's your water pump mounted. The bay lights here, you can either have them off all the time, on all the time, or you can have them open when the door senses light. These all have a photocell on them, which is this right here. Then over here we have, you want to fill your tank? You're going to use the water in the campground, put it on city water. Here is your black tank clean out, and I have and keep a 25-pound water pressure. The cord that we have here for water is automatically retracting. You do have to pull it out, but then push this in and it automatically retracts. In the basement here, the base, this unscrews when you want to run your hose out, and you run your hose out through that hole there then. And then this just, and this cap covers your clean out area. Here is also a place to read your battery voltage, 12.6, fresh water, 100, gray water, 0, black water is at 8. Well, this is a fully electrical coach, so the LPG rather, if you push it in, just says open. Moving forward past the wet bay, here's your electrical bay, your hose, or excuse me, not your hose, your cord. We have a switch here that both lets the cord out and brings the cord back in, both directions. And then behind that is your aqua hot. That heats water for your showers, sink and whatnot. It heats waters to blow out through the ductwork inside, and it also heats your engine block if needed. We keep some the concentrate to make more. Each one of these you add the same amount of water, and this one right here is already diluted to the correct amount. Right now this is on off rather than on open the door and it comes on. Here is your surge guard protector. So if you get into a campground where the electricity's messed up, that will not let the electricity inside your RV to ruin your stuff. And right here is a filter for the fuel going into the aqua hot to make sure it's clean. As we move forward, here is the first of the 2 bays, pass-through bays. They also slide out the driver's side. Right there's those chocks that I showed you on the other side. Here is the second pass-through tray. Again, this one comes out this side. Right there in blue are the 2 bags for the magnet shades that cover the tires. There's the foldable chairs for the dining area. We continue to come forward. This is the batteries for the refrigerator. We had 6 AGM batteries, glass mat batteries installed, instead of the 6 wet cells that they typically would when we had the coach built. Here is your kill switch for power to the refrigerator. And here is your hydraulic pump, by the way, right here for your jacks and for the 2 front slide outs, which are hydraulic. As we move forward from the refrigerator battery bay, this particular area right here is totally set off from everything else. We keep our fresh water hoses in this particular area because it is shut off from everything else we can make sure that those particular things then are not contaminated in any way. So this particular area we use for our freshwater hoses. As you come to the front, this is directly underneath the driver's side window, and it is an electronics bay. The pull handle for the generator is in here. This is for your windshield wiper fluid. And the card right here has how each one of these multiplexers work, what they control, and on the other side it has these 3 fuse boxes and what each one of those fuses control. Mainly what's in here is for the chassis side. You remember back in the closet in the rear there were circuit breakers and 12-volt breakers back there. That's for the actual house side. When we were going through the controls in the driver's side area, we talked about one of the switches that is for the docking lights. And there's 2 docking lights on the driver's side. Here's one in the back, right in front of the dually. And then the other one is up here just behind the front tire. This is where you put the diesel fuel in. There's also a place to input diesel on the passenger side of the RV. This 45 LP by Tiffin Motorhomes comes with a 10,000 kilowatt Cummins Onan generator. This is the exhaust for it. The actual generator's in the front between the passenger and the driver outside. You should run your generator about once a month for about an hour at half load. This will keep your generator's fuel line from glazing up. Our generator has been serviced every 6 months since we have owned our rig. Here you have a good look at that rear slide topper, which is out. There is the Carefree awning that is above it. Here is the front Carefree awning running that way up to the front of the rig. And then right here you have a view of the, although it's closed, still a view of the slide topper that is above the large slide on the RV. Here on top of the RV you can see the collapsed DirecTV Winegard Traveler antenna, and then past it you can see the Connect 2 4G LTE Wi-Fi extender antenna. It's the black one right there. And as I swing around toward the front of the RV, you will be able to see on the stand there, the Winegard Razor over-the-air amplified directional antenna.